How to turn past clients into future closings without being salesy. And I got to tell you, this is so fun. Welcome back to the Loan Officer Leadership Podcast. Before we get started, I tell you, if these podcasts have helped you, make sure to hit that follow button. If you're, subscribe, follow, share, like. And I'll tell you, if you share on social, make sure to tag me, Steve_Kiles. And I'd love to see who's sharing it, and I'll chime in and respond and maybe even share it to my stories. But just connect with us. And if you haven't already shared it, liked it, given us a review, do that for me. It helps us because it helps other loan officers find our podcast. And I really believe the podcast is something that's helping so many people get massive results. And hey, here's what we're going to do. I got a question for you. How many past clients are sitting in your database right now? And let me ask you this. How many haven't heard from you in months? This is such a hot topic right now. And one of the things I'm going to do today is I want to show you a simple way to turn old relationships into new referrals. Let me say that again. Old relationships into new referrals without cold calling or sounding like a pushy salesperson. And here's the thing, man, the cost of neglect, it's actually a lot more than you think. If you've heard me say it before, the National Association of Realtors did a survey and they were saying how many of you'd worked with a loan officer, the realtor you worked with in the past who helped you with the previous transaction. Listen to this, 78% said they'd use the loan officer or realtor again, but only 11% actually did. And it's not because they had a bad experience. This wasn't like, oh, they botched the deal, it was terrible. No, you know what it was? Because they weren't top of mind. That's it. Every week you go quiet. Let me just tell you this. Another agent or another loan officer is slipping into your database's world. And how many times, I think about this personally. How many times have you talked to somebody like, oh, we just moved into their brand new house. And you're like, what? Oh my gosh, you didn't call me. Who'd you use? Well, my agent referred me to this loan officer. I never met him before. They did a pretty good job. And you're like, oh my gosh, don't tell me that's so. Like, you should have called me. And we put it back on them, and then we're a little butthurt. We're like, oh man, we're a little saucy or sassy and maybe even offended. And I got to tell you this, you know what? It wasn't their fault, it was ours. And you didn't know, and I didn't know, but here's what we're going to do. We're going to build a plan on how to make sure that you stay top of mind with your database, because look, if they forgot about you, it's not on them, it's on me. It's my job. I think about this every birthday, or every anniversary or loan anniversary, it's a missed opportunity. And what I got to tell you is this: they're using other people simply because they forgot. And it's not about guilt, it's just about clarity. The truth is, they're working with other people because they simply forgot. And hey, it's been a lot of fun. I'm doing something. My wife jumped back in, and you've heard more about this, but she's jumped back into originating after 13 years. And man, it's been a lot of fun. And one of the things we've been able to do is really activate the sphere of influence in the past client database, even though she hasn't originated a loan in 13 years. And I got to tell you, in her first 45 days, she already has 5 loans in the pipeline. She just closed another one yesterday. She's got 4 more right behind it. And I'm not talking about this took months and months to wake up. I'm talking about 45 days. And what's amazing is this: calls are super effective. We know this. There's 2 types of prospecting. One, it's hunting. And we've been talking a lot about hunting and farming. And hunting is, what are the calls I'm making today, right now, and having 13 conversations and 13 asks for the business that, like, look, if I need a deal today, it's kind of like if I had to eat. I'm super hungry. I'm famished. I'm dying. I've got to have food. I don't go to the farm and plant seed. I go to a restaurant and order a meal that'll be ready for me right this minute. And somehow we don't think about prospecting that way. I need food right now. Guess what you do? You make outbound calls. Why? Out of 13 conversations, and we've been talking about this over the last 4 episodes, it is mathematically proven 13 conversations will give you about 2 relational referrals as long as you're asking for the business. So I got to hunt today and I farm tomorrow. But part of where we're missing it on the farming side, and look, if you want more help with this, and I'm going to stay kind of broad because we could show you some of the targeted ads we're doing, some of the emails we're sending out, some of the mailers we're sending out. It's a ton of fun. And we'll show it to you at freedomplanningcall.com. But here's what happens is there's got to be the farming side of what am I doing that wakes up even the people I haven't had a chance to call yet. So we built a system and she's not having to chase or beg, but relationships are waking up and saying, man, I love you guys. I'd love to work with you again. So here's what we did. And it's very, very simple. And it's the farming part of what we talk about in the daily success plan with our past client database, but it's a monthly mailer with a personal touch. And look, somebody gets super complicated and it's like, well, I got to recipe card or these little mailers that are just a thumbs up says, I like you, or do I send out a letter of the heart or all these other things? The truth is this, it doesn't even matter. All that matters is they get something in the mail that's tangible, touchable every month, like clockwork. When do I send it out? I don't know. Pick a day. I like the 7th of the month. Every 7th of the month, something's going out and they're going to receive it. And guess what? They're going to see my face on it. Number 2, weekly emails. Now, here's what we know about the emails too. So many people are like, oh, I'm sending all these emails. I'm not getting a ton of response. The truth is this, with so many spam blockers and filters, emails only, I mean, if you get 10, 15, 17, 18% open rate, you're killing it. But in my opinion, they're very powerful because it's not that I have a database of 50,000. It's that I got 1,000 of the right people that if I'm doing weekly emails, and I'll tell you the way I'll give you the whole formula of how we do all of our retargeting in just a minute. But the emails, it's not here's the market update. You're giving them things of interest and helping bring them on a journey with you. And that's what I love. ChatGPT can help you write them and work them. Hey there, if you're loving the tips so far, make sure to hit that subscribe button and tap the bell so you never miss out on more cool free tips coming your way. I'd also love to hear from you. Make sure to drop a comment below and let me know what you think, or what it is you want to see next. And we'll see you on the inside. See you. And I'll talk a little bit about the framework I use on the emails, but here's number 3, periodic text. I think it's a massive missed opportunity. Are you sending out birthday texts that say, hey, just thinking about you, wanted to say happy birthday? Are you sending out anniversary text, loan anniversary text, holiday text, random text? Hey, it's as we roll into the summer, one of the things most people forget is to change your air filters. Just want to remind you, change that air filter. And so you can make it as fun and as personalized as you want. The key is this: periodic text. People look at text. And one of the things that we're wanting to do too is these targeted Facebook ads. Inside of the membership, we have a whole section about how to create very targeted list. A lot of people don't know this, but with a first name, last name, email, and cell phone, you can upload a list and your targeted ads only are seen by those people. That's it. So what's amazing is you become a digital billboard for the people that if they remembered who you were, they actually would call you or DM you or say, oh my gosh, I totally forgot you're in the business. I'm looking to buy a house in the next 3 months. Can you help me? And so what happens is part of what we do in order of to not stay out of mind, but to stay top of mind is, yes, we're doing the targeted calls and we've talked about that in previous episodes, but this one is just about how to stay top of mind. And I call it this: high tech, high touch, low time. And it's the monthly mailers, the weekly emails, the periodic text, and the targeted ads from lists of the people that already know and like and touch you. So here's what I want to do. I'm going to help you with how to build the rhythm of the targeted content. And I got this from Carl White, one of my dear friends, business partner here at the Marketing Animals. And it's what I use in almost all of my content. And I'll tell you a real quick hack. You could tell, ChatGPT, help me write content. And here's the 4 things. I want to teach, tell, touch, sell. Let me say it again. Teach, tell, touch, sell. I want to teach people by giving them some helpful tips. credit, home equity, market insight, like teach them something. Then on some of them, now you don't do this in every, like if I'm building a monthly email calendar, like what am I sending out week 1, 2, 3, 4? I want to teach them something on week 1, tell them something on week 2. I want to touch them on week 3, and I want to sell them on week 4, which is a direct call to action. So I don't do it in every piece of content, but even when you do targeted ads, or even whenever you're doing your random text, like following this framework gives you an ability to give them content in different phases. And so you want to teach them, give them helpful tips, tell them something, tell them a real story. Hey, listen, I was working with a client and here's what happened. A client called and they were under contract. They only had 10 days to close. We saved the deal. Touch them with something powerful. I'll tell you what I just did. Like with Stephanie's, we're having a lot of fun with it. But Ellie rides rodeo. And so last week, Ellie rode four heats. So she did poles, she did straights, she did clovers, and then she did speed. And what was interesting is she won 3 out of the 4, first place in 8 and unders, and she came in third on one of them. And you know what we did on that touch portion of the email? There wasn't a major call to action. The call to action is always in the super signature, but it was really about the lessons learned watching Ellie as a 7-year-old race in the rodeo. And in what you do is you just build this touching story about leadership. And what I did was I spun it into, hey, if you're feeling discouraged, because it's talking about running clean races and the importance, it's not always the fastest that wins, it's the cleanest runners in the rodeo that win, because if you run fast and get disqualified, you get 0 points versus running clean, even though it may be a slower time. You'll find that the winner of a whole series of rodeos, like 5 or 6 rodeos, is one we do right now. I think there's 6. The winner's always the one who had the cleanest races, not the one who ran each heat the fastest. And so you tie it into a story that you can encourage your people, encourage agents, encourage your clients. So in the touching, you're really humanizing. It's not just about give me your deal, your super signature. Hey, and if you don't have one, go to freedomplanningcall.com. We'll walk you through the super signature. I go through that in the 8-week boot camp. But your super signature is the call to action. So not only are we staying top of mind and we're doing all these things, but the way we're communicating with the people to stay top of mind is teach, tell, touch. And the last one, sell. And here's the thing about selling. Sometimes there just needs to be a direct call to action. And the email is simply, hey, I just helped 2 more families save $5,000 on their current mortgage. Here's a link, jump in, and I'd love to walk you through your free annual mortgage review. Something simple, but it's a direct call to action. It's not fluff. It's not telling or teaching or any of that. It's just sells. Ask for the business. And so I hope that'll help you. And the biggest key is this. I know we started with it, how to turn past clients into future closings, and it goes back to this. How many past clients are sitting in your database right now that haven't heard from you in the last few months or even years? Carl and I travel the country and we'll ask them, how many of you are reaching out to your past clients? I'm telling you, the average answer is 0. So today that absolutely changes. Hey, and if you need help like building your warm list of who to call, we've been talking about it in this series. Go to freedomplanningcall.com, and when you schedule, we're going to literally give you the warm list activator. We'll help you build the 90-day plan. And even some of the things we talked about right here, we'll walk you through. We'll show you some of the ads we're running, some of the copy we're sending on emails, some of the text that we're sending. And it's our gift. We want you to be successful. And we know this action builds confidence. Fast action creates fast results. Action brings clarity. Take massive action. Do something today. Don't just be a listener. Take action. freedomplanningcall.com. See ya.